Hello, I am Lawrence Skuvanek, President of Texas Tech University. It is my pleasure to welcome each of you to this, the December 2020 virtual commencement of Texas Tech University. Would you please join me for our national anthem performed by faculty members from the Texas Tech University School of Music.
Oh, say, can you see? What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, where so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare of bursting in air gave proof through the night that the flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Today is a very special day. This day represents a culmination of an incredible amount of work, determination, and sacrifice by you, the graduates, but also your family and those who've supported you. Although our traditional commencement ceremony was not possible for all graduates, I hope that as everyone watches this virtual commencement ceremony, you feel a great sense of celebration and pride in the accomplishments of the class of December 2020. This unprecedented period in history provides us with a valuable lesson on just how quickly our life circumstances can change. Graduates, you'll have a unique story to tell about the challenges you faced in completing your college degree. The way you have responded to these challenges is more important, more defining, more lasting than the circumstances you have confronted. The traits of grit and determination of Red Raiders have been so evident as we've responded to this pandemic. It's in our DNA as Red Raiders to roll up our sleeves and go to work and face our challenges head on, and that's what you have done. Your time at Texas Tech has prepared you for this moment and for your future. For some of you, graduation represents another step in your academic journey, and for others, the beginning of a completely new chapter of your life. The pathway to this moment has presented obstacles: academic, personal, financial, and the special circumstances of the pandemic. But you overcame those obstacles, and today we celebrate your spirit and perseverance. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Ted Mitchell, Chancellor of the Texas Tech University System.
From the Texas Tech University System, welcome to graduation. I realize this is very different than what we're all used to with traditional graduation ceremonies, but in fact, today you're making history. And if you think about it for just a minute, all of the degrees that you're getting now are representations of your ability to solve problems. And in this particular environment, this is a perfect example of what that means. Finding yourself with a challenge, looking for an opportunity related to that challenge, and then making the best of it. So those of you that are graduating today, think about this for just a moment. This is not the first challenge that we've faced as a nation. Look at your parents. Most of your parents would have lived through things like the Cuban Missile Crisis, the assassination of a president, the assassination of Martin Luther King. In the 70s, they would have lived through things like the Watergate crisis, the Arab oil embargo, the Iranian hostage situation. In the 80s, they would have been around during the collapse of the Soviet Union and the falling of the Berlin Wall. And most of you then were born by the time that we had to face things like the Y2K bug, the 2000 dot-com bubble burst with the economy really tanking at that time. And then, of course, there was September 11th. Your parents and you have lived through either one or even two wars in Iraq. The point with all of this is that as a nation and as a people, we've had to deal with crisis time and again and again. But I want you to remember something. Think back on your own childhood. Think back on what your parents did for you. During any of these times of crisis, what your families would do, what your parents would do, is they would still get up every morning, they'd fix you breakfast with a smile, they would get you ready for school, they would go to work, they would save money to prepare for your future. So here you are today. You're now receiving degrees that will allow you to do things that very few people in society can do. The educations that you've received and the degrees that you're being awarded today are representative of your ability to face challenges, overcome them, and not just survive, but thrive. So, as part of this historical, virtual graduation ceremony, I would ask that you reflect for just a few minutes about the challenges that in your lifetime we have faced as a nation, about the challenges that your parents faced. And as you look forward, think about the things you can do to make this world a better place for those that will come after you, including someday your own children. Just remember always to strive for honor. And now it's my great privilege to introduce Chairman Christopher Huckabee, a graduate of Texas Tech University, and he will bring you a welcome on behalf of our Board of Regents.
Thank you, Chancellor Mitchell. On behalf of the Texas Tech University System Board of Regents, welcome to virtual graduation, and congratulations to the parents, family members, and friends who join us today. This is a time of celebration, not only for each graduate, but also for our faculty who've invested themselves in each of our graduates this year. As a Texas Tech alum and fellow Red Raider, I pay tribute to those of you who will receive your diplomas today. The fact that you have reached this milestone is a sign of your commitment and dedication. You earned this degree through hard work and determination. We congratulate you. I know this is a bittersweet moment. You pushed through the obstacles and you made it to this point. Well done. I'm sure many of you are already thinking fondly of the memories you created as a student at Texas Tech. As for some of those memories, I have advice. Sometimes what happened in Lubbock just needs to stay in Lubbock. I know that many of you are excited for this day so you can depart to that new job, the new city, or that next big adventure. But the longer you're away from Texas Tech, the more you will realize it's those little things that make being a Red Raider so special. You will come to realize the special traditions that hold all Red Raiders together and make us in many respects a family. Someday you'll be in a faraway city and you'll notice a double T on the car in front of you, or you'll see someone proudly wearing a Texas Tech shirt. You'll feel an instant urge to get your guns up high. Again, a bit of advice. That guns up thing in the airport security line does not always work, as our friends at TSA just don't seem to understand. So be careful with that one. Even when you aren't wearing red and black on the outside, I hope that you will always have it in your heart. Regardless of what you do, I am confident that you will become part of another tradition at Texas Tech. Graduates who've become leaders in their families and their communities. Maybe you'll go on to become rich and famous. Maybe you'll lead corporations, states, or even our nation. Regardless of where your career path leads, try to live by the words of the Matador song. Strive for honor evermore. If you do that, you will always find success. To all graduates today, congratulations. Please keep in touch. You are always welcome here. And as always, God bless Texas Tech.
Thank you, Chairman Huckabee. It is now my pleasure to introduce today's commencement speaker, Mark Bass. Mark Bass is a financial planner with Pennington Bass Associates in Lubbock, which is entrusted with more than $420 million of client assets. Mark received his Bachelor's of Business Administration degree in accounting from Texas Tech. He also holds a bachelor's degree in economics from Baylor University. He has been recognized nationally for his work as a financial planner, including being named by Money Magazine as one of the top 200 financial planners in the United States in 1987 and one of the top 400 financial advisors in the country by Financial Times in 2015. Mark has lectured numerous times throughout his career at universities and colleges and professional and civic groups, and has been sought out for his expert opinion by USA, Kiplinger's Personal Finance, Money Magazine, and the Wall Street Journal. In 2002, he was appointed by Congress as one of the 200 delegates to the Bipartisan National Summit on Retirement Savings. An active contributor to the Lubbock community, Mark is a board member and treasurer of the Lubbock Entertainment and Performing Arts Association, which is developing the Buddy Holly Hall of Performing Arts and Sciences. He's also a board member of the Lubbock Downtown Development Corporation. He previously served on the boards of the Lubbock Symphony Orchestra and the South Plains Food Bank, and he is a member of Second Baptist Church, where he has served in numerous leadership roles. Ladies and gentlemen, your commencement speaker, Mr. Mark Bass.
Thank you, President Skuvenek, and thanks for all you do. I join you and Chancellor Mitchell and the Board of Regents in celebrating those of you watching this who are the December 2020 graduates of Texas Tech University. Congratulations! I bet when you started your academic journey, you didn't think your commencement would look like this. It certainly is emblematic of this year. All of us have had to learn and adapt during this pandemic, or as my business partner Jennifer refers to it, this pandemic. While we miss gathering together for this ceremony, listening to the strains of pomp and circumstance and singing the Matador song, there is a bright side. For example, you can pause this whenever you want to get a snack or a beverage, or maybe take the sheets out of the washer, throw them in the dryer. You can rewind this if you hear something inspiring or hear something irrelevant, as in, wow, did he really say that? Or you can just fast forward to the end and pick up your virtual diploma. Like pausing this video, I do hope you pause to reflect on your time at Texas Tech. I hope you savor your well-deserved accolades for your achievement. That reflection may include moments of joy and personal accomplishments, as well as participation in Tech's time-honored traditions such as the Carol of Lights or the masked rider running the field. I love those. That reflection also includes moments of challenge, disappointment, sadness, academically, relationally, culturally. It's healthy to reflect on those moments as well. What did you learn? If you're like me, there probably are some mistakes that you don't want to repeat. Like the time I had to make a 95 on a final to make a C in New Testament at Baylor. Bringing home a D to my Baptist parents would not be the homecoming any of us wanted. I made a 97, but only by knowing every step of St. Paul's missionary journeys, what he had for breakfast, and where he slept. Gratefully, I didn't have any similar experiences in my classes at Texas Tech. There are some life lessons I don't want to repeat, and you may feel the same. And the way we can avoid repeating those lessons is learning from them. The motivational speaker, Dennis Waitley, said, "Failure should be our teacher, not our undertaker. Failure is delay, not defeat." So first, I suggest you pause and reflect and learn. And don't be afraid to try something new, like giving a commencement address. When you learned to walk, you didn't do it on the first try. Nobody shamed you for not walking right away. In fact, most likely you were encouraged and cheered on for trying again and again. Hopefully you have others encouraging you today, but you can encourage and cheer yourself. As has been said, you're in charge of your own happiness. Set your sights on your own happiness, your own dreams, not someone else's idea of your happiness or dreams. Each one of us has the innate ability to make decisions that enhance our life. Some people refer to it as a gut feeling, or your inner voice, or your intuition. We all have that inner GPS. Look in the mirror. You can't lie to yourself looking into your own eyes. The example of others and the words of a mentor or spiritual leader can be impactful, even life-changing, but filter them through your inner GPS. So secondly, listen with your heart. Let it guide you. This year has been one of divisiveness, one more than anything I've ever seen, politically, relationally, culturally, and it seems that divisiveness is rooted in a lack of understanding or even the desire to understand. Stephen Covey said, "Seek first to understand, then to be understood." Politically, you may be red or blue, or maybe purple, a colorful mix of the two. I submit to you that if your first reaction to someone who differs from you politically, or racially or religiously for that matter, is to denigrate them or demonize them or to state that their world would be better if they changed, I assure you that the world won't get better. The Franciscan priest Richard Rohr refers to this as dualistic thinking. It's when I choose or prefer one side or perspective and call the other side wrong or untrue. Or it's the practice of comparative thinking which causes us to make assumptions about someone. You can tell by watching this that I am an older, white male, so that may set in motion certain assumptions you have about me. Let's add to those assumptions. I've achieved some degree of success professionally. I'm also Christian and heterosexual. Now, before you jump to too many conclusions, here are some other things. Fortunately, I grew up in a home where my parents generally sought to understand. Now, I'll be quick to say that every family is dysfunctional to some degree, and so was and is mine. But my folks modeled the idea of service and sought to learn from people different from us. I can have lunch with my cousin Carol, who is more a sister than a cousin, and my older son Grayson, and we represent the three monotheistic religions. Carol is Jewish, Grayson is Muslim, and I am Christian. And we get along, and we love and respect each other. Seems like the world could do the same. In the 1960s, when a young Dr. M.A.K. Lodi began teaching in the Texas Tech College of Engineering, his family and friends did not have a place to celebrate Eid, the feast that marks the end of the holy month of Ramadan. So my parents opened our home so they could do so. Now, I don't believe you have to be Christian to exhibit Christ-like characteristics, but Christ was the model in our home, and opening our home to our Muslim friends was the Christ-like thing to do. The poet George Eliot said, "What do we live for if it is not to make life less difficult for each other?" To me, that doesn't just apply to folks who are like you, but also to folks who are not like you, and not just to folks that look or believe like you, but to those who are different from you. Inclusion and exclusion are both taught and learned characteristics. Let's choose what improves the world. So start by looking at yourself. Seek to understand. Now, as a financial planner, I can't pass up this chance to offer some advice to you. We often tell our clients to give away 10% of their income, save or invest 10%, and live and pay taxes with the other 80%. In today's consumer-driven world, that can be a challenge. But if you can live with those parameters, you'll experience the joy of giving that helps others, the satisfaction of providing for your needs and even some of your wants, and you'll never outlive your money. Since the inception of the nationally recognized personal financial planning program at Texas Tech, Bill Gustafson has been the spirit and heart of that program. He's often stated, financial planning is easy. If you don't like where you are financially, then either decrease your expenses or increase your income, or both. Now, I recognize that may be an oversimplification, but not much. So be a good steward of your financial resources. Save your money. My grandfather was a cotton farmer about 75 miles north of Lubbock near Tulia in Swisher County. Pappy's formal education ended in the 3rd or 4th grade. Like many families around 1910, he was needed to work in the fields. He was a tenant farmer for many years. My mom said they moved every year to wherever he could find work. He eventually was able to buy his own place. As teenagers, sometimes in the summer, we worked on the farm. Well, we called it work. I'm sure Pappy was hoping we didn't tear it up or break something or hurt him or ourselves. My Aunt Opal, who is 98 years young and our favorite World War II veteran, said he learned to read just enough to get by and to sign his name. She said that honor and integrity were hallmarks of his life. He didn't need a contract to transact his business because his word and his handshake were his bond. Now granted, a world without agreements and contracts isn't feasible. Besides, our tech law grads would be without jobs. But those documents don't mean much if they're not backed by honor-based actions. So I encourage you to strive to learn from your successes and failures. Strive for happiness. Strive for understanding. Strive to be a good steward. And strive for honor evermore. Long live the Matadors.
Thank you, Mark. It is my pleasure to introduce our student speakers. We asked these students what it meant to them to graduate from Texas Tech and to share those impressions with us. Our graduate speaker is Melinda Laurie Anderson Guerrero, graduating with a Doctor of Philosophy in Interior Environmental Design, and our undergraduate speaker is David Isaiah Rivero, graduating with a Bachelor of Business Administration in Finance with honors from the Honors College.
Hi, fellow Red Raiders. I'd like to congratulate you on the completion of your degree. Some of you may be able to relate to this, but when I was coming to Texas Tech, I felt like a non-traditional student. I was returning to academia after 13 years of working in the industry, and I would be studying, working, and raising a family simultaneously. But once I got to Texas Tech, I realized that graduate students come from all different backgrounds, cultures, and experiences. It made me question what really is a traditional student anymore. Texas Tech provides resources that makes it possible for graduate students of all different backgrounds, such as scholarships, fellowships, and other resources. I know I've benefited from the Urbanofsky Fellowship. I've also seen it impact research. I have been able to participate in the Coalition of Natural Learning, which is a multidisciplinary effort across campus. And I know there are many other efforts similar to it across campus. But I've been able to see researchers from various backgrounds and disciplines work together to conduct research. The biggest takeaway that I will bring with me from my doctoral studies is the beauty in connecting research and community outreach. I've been able to see empirical evidence be directly applied in the community and see how it positively impacts people. I am excited to see us spread throughout the world and impact it with our contributions, whether that's in research, working professionally, or community engagement. And remember, from here, it's possible.
Hey Red Raiders, my name is David Rivero. I'm a fellow graduate studying finance and political science from Lovington, New Mexico, and it's an honor to have the opportunity to share this milestone with my fellow December graduates. Yes, 2020 has been a year full of unprecedented crises, but to me, the year 2020 is the year of fearless champions. In the heat of challenge and adversity, we've conquered a lot more than expected, and as a society, we're really good at remembering the things that go wrong and not necessarily when we get it right. But if there's one thing I've learned from Ferris Bueller it's life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. 2020 gave us a chance to slow down our incredibly fast-paced lives, to reflect on the priorities that are important to each of us. I was asked what graduating from Texas Tech University means to me, and the remarkable aspect of graduating from this great university means very different things to each of us. But in the end, I think there are some aspects that are shared by all Red Raiders, and that's our love for our people and our shared experiences. Now you're probably thinking, well, David, you can find that at a lot of universities, and you're probably right. But over the years, we've come together to make Lubbock our home. I chose Texas Tech University because of the academic atmosphere that cultivates our curiosities, the diverse student body, its unique clubs and organizations, and our beautiful campus. And throughout my time as student body president, I had an opportunity to experience all of that and more. I got to learn from each of my classmates on what it means to be a Red Raider, and it's the little things that bring us together, the common experiences. Maybe it's the game days, hot or cold, rain or shine with fellow Red Raiders, the carol of lights, pictures with the wrapped Will Rogers statue, the Going Band, saddle tramps, hiding tortillas before coming into the Jones, joining one of our over 500 clubs and organizations, studying abroad, intramurals, penny pints, 2 a.m. late night runs to Sam's West, Whataburger, or Raider Burrito, trying to avoid parking services, being in the Honors College, that feeling of success after finally passing dynamics, thermo, bio with Deanie, or financial statements with Mark Moore, to celebrating our peers' hard work and accomplishments like our national title-winning meat judging team, Palm Squad, and Chess Club, and sometimes maybe going a little overboard after a Final Four win. But it's definitely not having to act and pretend as if you're on the phone while you walk through the free speech area on SGA election days so you won't be bombarded with campaign information or the daily tech announcement emails. Now, it may seem like I named just a lot of random things, but in the end, it's each of these experiences that truly represent the full fabric of our university and the diversity of our over 40,000 person student body. We take care of one another and lift each other up. It's simply what we do. Professors become mentors, and strangers become allies. The people you meet along the way become lifelong friends. We fight in our own battles, but share in our collective victories. We know that you can't teach passion, but the culture and traditions tech has instilled in each of us are what makes us a community. A college degree represents years of hard work, many late nights, tremendous sacrifices, and a Chimmy's marg or two along the way. But more importantly, it's academic and personal growth. On the other hand, for the class of 2020, a college degree represents our ability to flourish even through life-changing adversities that were brought on by the pandemic. I've always been told, when you know who you are, you know what to do. In the class of 2020, we know who we are. We're Red Raiders. Each of us have our own individual experiences, but let us remember, as we enter into this new season of life, to strive to be a person of character, integrity, and always going that extra mile when needed, because that's what being a Red Raider is all about. To the administrators, faculty, and staff who have challenged us to lead, learn, and grow, thank you. And to our parents and family, we love you. To my family, this one's for you. As we end our ceremony and log off our computers, turn off our televisions, or travel back to our collective spaces, I implore each of us to revel in our success and accomplishments and truly take into account this momentous occasion. A virtual ceremony doesn't diminish the importance of our accomplishments. Rather, it makes it that much more unique and worthwhile. Wishing you and your family health and safety in the new year, remember to not only take care of your loved ones and those who are in your communities, but to also take care of yourself. Congratulations, class of 2020, and as always, Rackham Tech.
Thank you, Melinda and David. It is my pleasure to introduce the Provost of Texas Tech University, Dr. Michael Gallion.
Thank you, President Skubanek. Degrees are awarded to those who have successfully completed all requirements established by the university and the faculties of their colleges and department. President Skubanek, the candidates are recommended to you for the conferring of their respective degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of Texas Tech University, I confer upon each of you the degree for which the Provost has recommended you. You may now turn your tassels to the left. Also at this time, those who have the official Texas Tech Alumni Association class ring may turn their rings outward. Congratulations.
We will now proceed with the recognition of individual graduates.
Thank you for choosing Texas Tech University to pursue your graduate education. No matter if you came from right here in Lubbock or another city in Texas, or from one of the other 50 U.S. states, or the other 100 countries from which our graduate students hail, you have enriched the fabric of our community. You're also an essential part of our community of scholars. You are the fuel that drives our research and innovation enterprise that makes Texas Tech not only one of the top research universities in the United States, but one of the top research universities in the world. The top 3% in the world, to be exact. For example, total graduate enrollment at Texas Tech ranks in the top 10% of universities in the U.S. Our doctoral enrollment in science, technology, engineering, and math fields also ranks in the top 10%. And the number of doctoral degrees conferred ranks in the top 12%. But the graduate experience at Tech is about so much more than numbers and rankings. It's about you. You push the boundaries of human understanding. You engage in novel research or creative endeavors that will have a significant and lasting impact on society. And in so doing, you have become knowledgeable and thoughtful graduates who are prepared to tackle the complex challenges of the future. You are the future innovators, the future creators, the future leaders. You will enter and be a driving force in every sector of the modern knowledge-based economy, in universities and other educational institutions, private industry, government service, or in the nonprofit arena. Wherever you go, you will take a part of Tech with you. And by the same token, you will leave an indelible mark on Tech. Remember us fondly as we remember you, and know that you are always welcome to come back and visit. Congratulations, graduates.
On behalf of the faculty and staff in the Department of Kinesiology and Sport Management, we congratulate you on earning your degree today. Your dedication throughout the years has been outstanding. Your perseverance the past 2 months, remarkable. We all wish you every success.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. We are so proud of you. Your time for impact and change in the world is now, and there is no better time than now to embark upon your journey. Congrats, we are so excited for you and this next step.
I know this commencement is different than you were expecting, but completing everything this term demonstrates your flexibility and resiliency, and I know those characteristics will help you as you go forward in your career. Again, congratulations.
Congratulations, graduates. We're proud of you. Thanks for spending your last few years with us. Bear our banners far and wide.
Hola, soy Carmen Pereira Muro, Chair of the Department of Classical and Modern Languages and Literatures, and in the name of my department, I would like to congratulate you all on your achievement, especially those who study languages, because the world is yours. Go get it. Felicidades.
I'm Claudia Cogleiser, Area Coordinator for the Area of Management in the Rawls College of Business. I am so proud of each of you for persevering this semester and finishing your degree. Congratulations to you and your families, and well done.
Hello everyone, my name is Jay Kisong. I'm the Area Coordinator of Information Systems and Quantitative Sciences. I am excited to reach out to you today. I know these are quite unusual circumstances, and we are immensely proud of your hard work and achievement. Congratulations on your well-deserved success.
Hello everyone, my name is Jim Williamson. I'm the Dean of the College of Architecture here at Texas Tech. To all of you, I want to extend my heartfelt congratulations. You've reached an extraordinary accomplishment. And for those of you that are graduates of the College of Architecture, who have reached this milestone in your academic career and are beginning your professional ones, approach it with the same imagination and creativity that you have during the time that you've been here. The world needs people of imagination and creativity now more than ever. Go change the world. Again, good luck and congratulations to you all.
To our May 2020 graduates from Biological Sciences, we, the faculty, staff, and your friends, want to offer our heartfelt congratulations in recognition of this significant achievement in your life. While these are extraordinary times into which you have graduated, we know that you're up to the challenges ahead. In your research and studies, you have shown that you're innovative, creative, and importantly, persevering towards achieving your goals. You will be the group that helped lead this world into a more responsible and healthy future. Someone once stated that education is gleaning from people and books and laboratories, but it is more. Now your journey to discover what more actually means begins in your life. We wish you much success in the years ahead. Please keep in touch and come visit us. Best to you all.
I'm Margaret Williams, Dean of the Rawls College of Business. Congratulations to each of you for making it to this stage of your academic career. And an especially big shout out to those of you from Rawls. Go Tech!
Congratulations, class of 2020. Go out there and make a difference.
Hello, my name is Robert Ricketts. I'm the Director of the School of Accounting in the Rawls College of Business, and I'm happy to have this opportunity to say congratulations. We're very proud of you. We're not sure where you're going to go, but please know that wherever it is, we'll be rooting for you every step of the way. You'll always be a Red Raider, and I hope you'll always think of this place as home. Guns up.
Texas Tech graduates of 2020, no doubt you are among the most resilient of all. Congratulations to a terrific accomplishment, and we cannot wait to see the impact that you make in the world. Strive for honor evermore.
Congratulations on earning your degree. I know that your friends and family are excited to see you start the next phase of your career. I'm confident that you will be fearless champions in your future endeavors. Rechem Tech.
We wish you every success and happiness in your careers. Congratulations.
Congratulations on your graduations and best wishes at your next adventure.
This is Tim Knockin, Chair of the Department of Political Science. I know this isn't the way we'd planned to be together for graduation. However, this in no way detracts from your accomplishments. It makes them that much more impressive. You should be extremely proud of what you've done and know that we're proud of you as well. Congratulations, graduate.
Congratulations to the graduate students from the College of Human Sciences. Thank you for being part of our college family these past years, and we look forward to staying in touch with you. Go Tech!
Today's your reward for all the hard work, sacrifice, and fun associated with the college experience. You are the next generation of financial planning professionals. As professionals and leaders, you will improve and enhance the human condition. Be proud. You're graduates of Texas Tech University, the best in the nation. Congratulations. Thanks to your family. Guns up.
Graduate degrees are conferred through the graduate school upon recommendation by the graduate faculty. We will begin by recognizing those who have achieved the highest academic designation, a doctoral degree. Following the recognition of our doctoral recipients, we will recognize those students who are receiving master's degrees.
Texas Tech University awards a posthumous Doctor of Philosophy in Family and Consumer Science Education from the graduate school to Dr. Christy Storms. Accepting her degree are her parents, Dean and Nancy Storms. Dr. Brian DeSanti II, banner bearer for the graduate school. Dr. Amber Lee Anderson. Dr. Gwendolyn Falwell Coffey, Hooding Professor, Dr. Dusty Palmer. Dr. Lindsay Toms Lucas, Hooding Professor, Dr. Dusty Palmer. Dr. John Miguel Martinez Jr., Hooding Professor, Dr. Joe Clodet. Dr. Majan Shaw Besanson, Hooding Professor, Dr. Dave Louie. Dr. Marilyn Christine Dement, Hooding Professor, Dr. Stephanie Jones. Dr. Mark Dame, Hooding Professor, Dr. Fethi Inan. Dr. Matthew Sean O'Neill, Hooding Professor, Dr. Jennifer Jolly. Dr. Andrew Charles Schoen. Dr. Rodrigo Pessoa de Almeida, Hooding Professor, Dr. Jeffrey Lestrapes. Dr. Abdullah Sultan Al-Shamre, Hooding Professor, Dr. Bainaisa Chidmi. Dr. Antonia Gigerki, Hooding Professor, Dr. Darren Hudson. Dr. Niranjan Jayaramu, Hooding Professor, Dr. Chenggang Guang. Dr. Gonzalo Macera. Dr. Gertrude Nakakito, Hooding Professor, Dr. Jaime Malaga. Dr. Savannah Jane Forgy, Hooding Professor, Dr. Marcus Sanchez Plata. Dr. Nicholas Cade Hardcastle, Hooding Professor, Dr. Dale Warner. Dr. Mirena Markova Ivanova. Dr. Justin Edward Johnston, Hooding Professor, Dr. Marcus Miller. Dr. Benjamin Austin Castle, Hooding Professor, Dr. Michael Ballou. Dr. Sergio Castro Gonzalez, Hooding Professor, Dr. Ruth Serra Moreno. Dr. Yu Ning. Dr. M.D. Shamim Ahmed, Hooding Professor, Dr. Siva Vanapali. Dr. Dinesh Sundaravadevolu Devarajan. Dr. Tony Elise Kirks, Hooding Professor, Dr. Chao Chun Chen. Dr. Leila Lesanpajeski, Hooding Professor, Dr. Siva Vanapali. Dr. Hya Tun, Hooding Professor, Dr. Chao Chun Chen. Dr. Amandeep Kaur, Dr. Liu Cheng. Dr. Du Xian Meng, Hooding Professor, Dr. Edward K. Davis. Dr. Shiva Moavin. Dr. Marangeli Gonzalez Cruz, Hooding Professor, Dr. Annette Hernandez. Dr. Adesewa Adebisi Adetayo, Hooding Professor, Dr. Danny Ribel. Dr. James Gregory Souls, Hooding Professor, Dr. H. Scott Norville. Dr. Gadafon Chalumporn, Hooding Professor, Dr. Radicorn Hewitt. Dr. Daniel J. Dunning, Hooding Professor, Dr. Yu Zhuang. Dr. Richard Matovu. Dr. Makti Nasser Mogadasi, Hooding Professor, Dr. Yu Zhuang. Dr. Vin Te Nguyen, Hooding Professor, Dr. Tommy Dang. Dr. Xi Wang. Dr. Angelea Dianas Bolaños, Hooding Professor, Dr. Robert Morgan. Dr. Sarah Dingus, Hooding Professor, Dr. Brett Hendricks. Dr. Lisa Pearson, Hooding Professor, Dr. Loretta Bradley. Dr. Stuart Dane Eggleston, Hooding Professor, Dr. Stephen Fife. Dr. Donna Lee Brasher, Hooding Professor, Dr. Doug Hammond. Dr. Patricia Schmidt Costa, Hooding Professor, Dr. John Hee Kim. Dr. Adriana da Silva, Hooding Professor, Dr. Jerry Dwyer. Dr. Joseph Junlong Ji. Dr. T. Bang Tam Nguyen, Hooding Professor, Dr. Faith Manya. Dr. Mark Daniel Nickel, Hooding Professor, Dr. Shirley Madison. Dr. Cesar Riojas, Hooding Professor, Dr. Renee Saldana. Dr. Judy A. Schaffer, Hooding Professor, Dr. Renee Saldana. Dr. Jane Elizabeth Thompson, Hooding Professor, Dr. Gina Childers. Dr. Erica Zavala, Hooding Professor, Dr. Faith Maina and Dr. Aretha Marbley. Dr. Chao Li. Dr. Yan Ling Liu, Hooding Professor, Dr. Kamau Oginga Siwatu. Dr. Jan Xia Yang, Hooding Professor, Dr. Kamau Siwatu. Dr. David Felipe de Cruz Baron, Hooding Professor, Dr. Mary Baker. Dr. Xiang Yu Liu, Hooding Professor, Dr. Brian Nutter. Dr. Ashish Mishra, Hooding Professor, Dr. Changji Li. Dr. Xiao Li Chiu, Hooding Professor, Dr. Ravindra Joshi. Dr. Jerry Tsai. Dr. Jen Xu. Dr. Mary Ann Witterberg. Dr. Kalesha Summers Calvin. Dr. Adam Grant Finger, Hooding Professor, Dr. Steve Presley. Dr. Stephen James Lassie, Hooding Professor, Dr. Todd Anderson. Dr. Osemweje Odia, Hooding Professors, Dr. Ernest Smith and Dr. Shishadri Ramkumar. Dr. Christiana Whitmack, Hooding Professor, Dr. Celine Godard-Cotting. Dr. John Richard Shoemaker, Hooding Professor, Dr. Roman Tarabin. Dr. Nadia Burleth, Hooding Professor, Dr. Karen Alexander. Dr. Michelle Marie Jones, Hooding Professor, Dr. Karen Alexander. Dr. Nora Muhammad Al-Kaba, Hooding Professor, Dr. Jorgelina Orfila. Dr. Zachary Elijah Daly, Hooding Professor, Dr. Andrew Gibb. Dr. John Iverson, Hooding Professor, Dr. Dorothy Chansky. Dr. Kristen Rogers, Hooding Professor, Dr. Mark Charney. Dr. Tarek Kandakchi, Hooding Professor, Dr. Jeff Lee. Dr. Vicente Luis Salinas, Hooding Professor, Dr. Eric Bruning. Dr. Brittany Shanna McLeod, Hooding Professor, Dr. Hugo Garcia. Dr. David F. Dixon, Hooding Professor, Dr. Barbara Hahn. Dr. Fuang Huang Lee. Dr. Ahmed Hamzi, Hooding Professor, Dr. Brian Norman. Dr. Mohammed Hossein Saidi, Hooding Professor, Dr. Milton Smith. Dr. Sasan Torabzadeh Khorasani, Hooding Professors, Dr. Jennifer Cross and Dr. Milton Smith. Dr. Sahand Abbasi Sarabestani, Hooding Professor, Dr. Christy Gaines. Dr. Fares Saad Al-Saeg, Hooding Professor, Dr. Debajyoti Pati. Dr. Melinda Lori Anderson Guerrero, Hooding Professor, Dr. Christy Gaines. Dr. Diunagalage Gajith Niranjaka Jarathne, Hooding Professor, Dr. Bijoy Ghosh. Dr. Shweta Umakant Debetwar, Hooding Professor, Dr. Stephen Ekwaro Osire. Dr. Bikash Chandra De. Dr. Utku Gubulak, Hooding Professor, Dr. Aktila Ertas. Dr. Ling Juan Chi, Hooding Professor, Dr. Gordon Christopher. Dr. Joshua Amaro Dunn, Hooding Professor, Dr. Brian McLaughlin. Dr. Rosalind Ann Vasquez. Dr. Mernas Abbasi, Hooding Professor, Dr. Xu Wang. Dr. Ronak Afruza, Hooding Professor, Dr. Vijay Hegde. Dr. M.D. Shajalal Hossein Khan, Hooding Professor, Dr. Vijay Hegde. Dr. Blaine Mitchell Pearson, Hooding Professor, Dr. Charlene M. Kalankowski. Dr. Philip Denzel McElroy, Hooding Professor, Dr. Hossein Emedabaledi. Dr. Jiawei Tu, Hooding Professor, Dr. James Sheng. Dr. Marshall Ezebunwe Wigwe, Hooding Professor, Dr. Marshall Watson. Dr. Nu Wijaya, Hooding Professor, Dr. James Sheng. Dr. Kamal Lamichane, Hooding Professor, Dr. Shuichi Kunora. Dr. Binod Rajbandari. Dr. Ji Shing Wang, Hooding Professor, Dr. Sungwon Lee. Dr. Vikram Bradley Baliga, Hooding Professor, Dr. Joey Young. Dr. Isaiah Catalina Malano Pubayan, Hooding Professor, Dr. Banilo de los Reyes. Dr. James H. Ruland, Hooding Professor, Dr. Frank Thames. Dr. Maria Luz Elena Bateman, Hooding Professor, Dr. Carmen Pereira Muro. Dr. Brittany Nicole Turner, Hooding Professor, Dr. Robin Locke. Dr. Peter Jeffrey Brown, Hooding Professor, Dr. Mario Buravides. Dr. Nathaniel David Wiggins, Hooding Professor, Dr. Dongping Du. Dr. Kathleen Sandel Hardesty, Hooding Professor, Dr. Rebecca Rickley. Dr. Richard T. Mangum, Hooding Professor, Dr. Ken Bach. Dr. Jessica Lee Ulmer, Hooding Professor, Dr. Rich Rice. Glenn Carson Green. Tyler Wayne Largent. Lauren Lee Worley. Shelby Marie Young. Courtney Kristen Bishop. Allison Lynn Brown. Brian Matthew Brummett. Cecilia Garcia. Adam Anthony Gray. Tony Isabella Huerta. Rebecca Lynn King. Victoria Ann Llewellyn. Ingrid Arely Núñez Maldonado. Taryn Nicole Roberts. Savannah Marie Salazar. Tyler Ray Witzel. Mia N. Zaro. Cassidy Cox. Brittany Lauren Golden. Iliana Madali Gonzalez. Gabriela Manso. Kimalette Antoinette Ross. Matthew J. Sharkey. Cyrus Clemens Webb. Eleanor Catherine Foster. Kaylee McFadden. Abdurrahmane Amor. Kaylee Angelica Roberts. Katharina Scarlett Swearingen, Jeffrey Dean Baptist, Ellie Marie Knutson, Lauren Rebecca Cargill, Trisha Leanne Whitehurst, Garrett Lee Spradling, Abigail Ann Wesson, Rebecca Ruth Baker, Hannah Lee Eichmann, Sarah Elizabeth Henderson, Taylor Bell Matheny, Amber Nicole Murphy, Elise Emily Ragushi, Caitlin Rose Spradley, Taylor Ann Washburn, Whitney Ray Whitaker, Jacob Jordan Baker, Taylor Dodson, Samuel Keith Spradlin, Hector David Garnica Vargas, Courtney Kathleen Hoff, Taylor M. Horton, Kyle Trevor Mahagan, Jordan M. Didio, Jessica Cristina dos Santos Souza, Jake Nathaniel Williams, Matthew Bziginu Brim, Betsaida Evelis Rivera, Debogiotti Das, Katie Madeline Mello, Angela Maria Perdomo Reyes, Caitlin Marie Cranston, Catherine Grace Ganley, Tyler Richardson, Chan Mi Lee, Xu Lee, Cameron John Shoemaker, Hannah Marie Webb, John Sena Akoto, Derek Anthony Berman, Jose El Gradia, Shelby Louise Armstrong, Zachary Grabovich, Lucas James Sosby, Saba Nafis, Bobby Leanne Nettle, Zachary Monroe Brown, Sayani Ghosh, Kamalpreet Kaur Dillon, Mark Douglas Mayo, Grace Flush Ogden, Ved Parakash, Randy Lee Riddle, Pradeep Sapkota, Manavi Singh, Muhammad Diop, Catherine May Keenan, James Edison Rhodes, Devaj Dona Duranjali Damitha Kuraranate, Dewamulas Chaturi Nuantika Pereira, Hetirachige Sitma Sineka Pinto Javardena, Kusal Chiranta Rathnanyaka Mudi Sanalega, Jennifer Dana Wong, Dong Xu, Brett Ryan Anderson, K.R. Vedolich, Andrew Philip Alias, Gary Don Moore, Kelly Kathleen Burns, Lindsay Morgan Crowley Scott, Joseph Grainer, Benjamin Lee Geiger, Michaela Lynn Quickendall, Clay Wyman Davis, Donna K. Dorman, Avelina Estrada Padilla, Mohammad Jaber El M. Tamim, Kayla Grudelanek, Ariana Daniel Hernandez, Christina Lene Janet, Carly Jo Loffman, Clara Elizabeth McKinney, Reagan Brooke Milligan, Nadia Raylene Natividad, Randall Gage Nugent, Alua Busayo Seyu Ukunloye, Mina Beatriz Ontiveros, Karen Charlotte Priest, Gabrielle Elise Puente, Lane Michael Russell, Mariela Adriana Sanchez, Savannah Leah Schultz, Claire Elizabeth Smith, Keegan Hardy Stewart, Shibo Wang, Curry Kui Wilson, Jessica Allegra Zapata, Lena Rose Betts, Dwayne Vincent Bivona, Amanda Sarah Bowman, Stephen Wu-Hua Chang, Cheryl Ellen Corras, Emily Nicole Crittenden, Shelby Daney Dryden, Taylor Rose Edwards, Johnson J. Zeladon, Patricia Aguinaga, Priscilla Evelyn Bolding, Emily Grace Boring, Sarah Elsa Gonzalez, Glenn Andrew Huss, Kaylin Grace Henderson, Claudia Limos Campos, Kylie Ann Lloyd, Tanner Lee Robinson, Brianna Opal Rucas, Susan Carter Scott, Elizabeth Shea, Varuch Brian Simmons, Haley Ann Strinad, Kathleen Denise Thomas, Annabella Nur Tumakaman, Reina Isabella Vasquez, Pablo Roberto Victor, Claudine L. Williams, Laura Alyssa Zamora, Haley Allison, Brady Dylan Auer, Caleb Lee Ballard, Mark Erlik Basham, Caden Carl Bergt, Robert Preston Black, Alyssa Bell Blakely, Bryce Allen Blocker, Jesse Austin Boren, Brittany Brewster, Rayleigh K. Brown, Omar Carrillo, Tony Carrizales, Paige Carter, Kelsey K. Cerveni, William Seth Collins, Laura Judy Dominguez, Sterling Chase Drake, Matthew Gabriel Duncan, Regan Elder, Addison Darlin Fijelstud, Krista Bella Flores, Brian Garcia, Crystal Garcia, Todrick Gibbs, Lane Todd Goer, Ryan Keith Harkness, Elliot Michael Hughes, Sharon Jean Ingebretsen, Sarah Madison Leader, Aaron Isaac Massey, Allison Brooke Masradonas, Christopher R. Maurer, Jeffrey Nicholas Aaron McCall, Larry R. Medina, Misara Afrinal Mikhail, Fernando Moncada Jr., Aquilia Malani Endudi, Cameron Willis Neff, Amanda Lee Nelson, Manuela Manzan Nyamki, Carlos Noe Osegueda Pozos, Uchena Vivian Okoye, Erica Marie Orloff, Brian Pacheco, Fallon Dawn Pickering, Ryan O. Puente, Evan Jordan Rambo, Jimmy Reamer, Trent Ryan Rodriguez, Jessica J. Rosa, Stephen Ray Stoltz, Roy Strange, Vanessa A. Tijerina, Fernando Torresde, Mason Vincent, Adrian E. Wenning, Teresa Marie Weingart, Odzan Yargar, Anthony Young, Nitin Nagesh Kulkarni, Chukwumika Nelson Nwache, Mercy Ankinye Ombogo, Abdullahi Makanti Baru, Christina Caraveo, Blakeney Cole Carter, Emily Kate Garton, Isha Katri, Rachel Marie Quisenberry, Cassandra Ann Shaver, Misty Deanne Shoemaker, Heather D. Spencer, Caden Stabeno, Holly LaShawn Womack, Brianna Williams Anderson, Roham Hossein Sabadzavari, Sungman Kim, Yisil Kim, Shinyang Ni, Omolola Adoronke Aldojimi, Charles Lewis Ramey II, Zachary L. Stickley, Amanda Kelly Anders, Emily Grace DeRosier, Edward Stephen Feister, Russell Rober, Brenda Adams, Angela Diane Alvarez, Cindy A. Kalbat, Ryan Rianne Cartmill, Denise Nicole Chandler, Christine Dahl, Jennifer Rachel D'Alessandro, Aver Lane DeBoard, Megan Elizabeth Freitas, Amy Morales Grange, Bonnie K. Green, Filena Dacia Haynes, Morgan Tyler Heaps, Cynthia Tokoleke Kuboko, Erica Lynn Lorden, Savannah Jewel Mayberry, Ryan Andrea Martinez, Laura Michelle McDonald, Whitney Marie Medrano, Haley Pollard, Rebecca Brittany Roberson, April Nikki Sanicha, Oluwafemi Ishola, Leslie Elaine Nix Smith, Michaela Lorraine Smith, Ashley Nicole Stickle, Faye Molino Urick, Shatara Deshawn Walker, Brittany Danielle Wharton, Erica P. Wilson, Valerie Marie Bowman, Christopher Chukwumeka Egbunike, Chimzi B. Ugbala, Alan Lenwood Smith, Hillary Ann Boyd, Ivan Enid Rakski, Allison Ray Tyndall Roberts, Michael L. Hall, Oscar Alpuche Sanchez, Colin James Brown, Aaron Joseph Larson, Matthew Aaron Wimberly, Gagan Singh Singh Bengura, Kira Kele Bukuing, Carrion DeJohn Campbell, Catherine Ann Gibson, Ashley Matthews, Brian Nemo, Zachary Lee Pritchard, Vanilla Aradula, Suafit Buatbutur, Sai Satvik Chirakala, Jian Guo, Shui Yenji, Maitreyi Naik, Rajasri Puneth Radhakrishnan, Anubhav Tiwari, Ramon Romero III, Luciano de Paula Vilas Boas, Jared Douglas Graham, Reina Hassan Bazaid IX, Sayyid Nasran Hashemi, Atina Sadat Kia, Elnas Nahirafi, Angela Michelle Barrett Brady, Lachey Michelle Davis, Neida Elisa Martinez, Mawufibor Yeira Amuzu, Francine M. Brewis, Kurt Michael Caligari, Chloe Gibbons, Haley Danielle Hicks, Cameron Potratz, Mohammed Abu Nasir Rakib, Jill Michelle Ray, Britton Kale Simpson, Mary Jennings Maker Torbert, Aaron Aguilar, Kayla Lorraine Beach, Deandria K. Carter, Oporuche Ufunyane de Ruhwa Ihemibiri, Amanda Elizabeth Hardy, Ashley Ann Jimenez, Mallory Leon Langseth, Kelly Renee Larimore, Caleb Scott Lira, Yeshu Mainali, Jamie Michelle Newman, Prakritri Rimal, Blair Ellen Roy, Joseph Anthony Sanchez, Cody Shelton, Suzanne Ahmed Shukve, Kinsey Christina Thomas, Jordan Andrew Wilson, Joshua Michael Wilson, Elizabeth Ihekoma Aguaife, Nishat Anjum, Xu Liu, Aditi Avinash Pore, David Nana Sonko Saki, Grace Tambe Matsinku, James Robert Tata, Abdul Aziz Saud El Samad Sr., Mohammed El Samad, Christian David Harkins, Joseph John, Solome Magambo Nakawisa, Shantanu Shivaji Nalawade, Ryan David Oldigs, Samantha Dale Pagaran Rubin, Sumit Shrestha, Daniel Ryan Sweeney, Vaishnavi Sudamalya V, Roni Efrain Villanueva Cornejo, Ivan Alexander Aponte, Rupa Vani Batula, William Brooks, Ryan James Lee, Carolyn Jill Maeda, Everett Edward MacArthur, Cesar Augusto Negri, Adnan Aksan Shibib, Caitlin Paige Allen, Noe Manuel Martinez, Matthew Raphael, Margaret Elise Fuller, Muhammad Abdullah Javed, Elias Joseph Karam, Alexander Franklin Kirkove, Faisal Nadkar, Ian Cook Phillips, Ivan Stewart Foster, Yiping Huang, Bryce Charles Durant, Junan Ma, Isan Shustari, Innocent Nwakwa, James Tyler Bennett, Camila Marina da Silva Marquez, Max Christopher Drieger, Janae Kristen Blevins, John Peter Canova II, Lisa Mae Hudsman Fox, Lauren Lindsay Lopez, Julia Elizabeth Montoya, Nico Leand M. Valdez, Tanisha Roche Woodard, Kaylee Brooke Bass, Hannah Grace Bruno, Allison Greer Carroll, Gary Stephen Compston Jr., Erin Elizabeth Elliott, Casey Lee Haycox, Blair J. Hayes, Kira Nicole Hernandez, Caitlin Adriana Holston, Ryan Edward McElfresh, Gabrielle Kathleen Mohammed, Celeste Althea Morin, Siobhan Enid Morrison, Mia Onsha Nelson, Amber Lynn Ritz, Ashley Roberts, Ana Sofia Salazar, Stephanie Renee Spainhour, Victoria Mary Spinazzola, Hannah Mae Thomas, Madeline Grace Trapp, Wendy Valencia, Alan Nathaniel Gonzalez, Sherry Yi Tang, David Austin Young.
Congratulations to all graduates. In addition, in an effort to keep all of you connected, each undergraduate will receive a complimentary one-year membership to the Texas Tech University Alumni Association, made possible by the Office of the President, and a one-year membership to the Red Raider Club, made possible by a generous gift from George and Linda McMahon.
It all began with the first loud and proud graduates of Texas Tech. Those dreamers and trailblazers had a vision to create an organization that would serve as a connection for alumni to one another and to the school they loved so dearly. A vision to give back by supporting the next generation and help the university continue to grow and strive. That vision for the Texas Tech Alumni Association has never changed. We represent more than 200,000 alumni across the world. No matter what you do or where your life takes you, you're part of the loud and proud alumni of Texas Tech. You're one of us.
The Alumni Association extends congratulations to each of the December 2020 graduates. You are encouraged to maintain contact with Texas Tech University through your Alumni Association.
Graduates, as we come to the end of this commencement exercise, I appreciate the opportunity to again offer my personal congratulations. The entire Texas Tech University community is proud of you, just as are your parents, loved ones, and friends. And I know you join with me in acknowledging and thanking family and loved ones, as well as faculty and staff, for all they have done to help you to get to this important point in your life. You've changed and you've grown during your time at Texas Tech, but you've also made a difference in our university. You've impacted the lives of your classmates, some of whom will be among your best friends for the rest of your life. Your personal success and achievements have and will continue to elevate the reputation of our university. With your talents, your Texas Tech education, and the persistence you've displayed, you are well positioned to succeed. But your ultimate success in life is not determined by what you know today, but rather what you continue to learn and how you continue to grow personally and professionally. Be a lifelong learner. Nurture your intellectual curiosity. Be committed to your family, to your friends, to your community, and to causes that make a difference in this world. You reveal your Red Raider character from the commitments you make. Strive for honor evermore. That is an essential part of what Texas Tech is about. Because you are Red Raiders, there's an expectation you'll change the world for the better. I know that you will add to the legacy of our university. Remember that you will forever be a member of the Texas Tech family, a family that is built on close personal relationships, common experiences, and a love and a passion for a place where you spent some of the most defining years of your lives. Friendships made here will always be a part of your life. Stay connected to Texas Tech. Return to campus when you can, and tell the world with pride that you are a Red Raider. To the class of December 2020, I extend my heartfelt congratulations and best wishes, and always go Tech. And now the Matador song will be sung by Mr. Jeremy Brown, who is receiving a Bachelor of Music degree.
Fight matadors for Tech, songs of love we sing to thee. Bear our banners far and wide, ever to be our pride. Fearless champions ever be, stand on heights of victory, strive for honor evermore. Long live the Matador!